Hey, in this segment, Alfie,
Yes,
we're going to
sir.
compare the cost of raising a child till they're 22 years old with the cost of buying a house. So if you've ever wondered what your 22-year-old son or daughter has cost you over the years, and I'm not saying the numbers I'm going to give you are exactly right. Some of them are inflated, but it's interesting to look at. And then we're going to take that total cost and we're going to compare it to what would the mortgage amount you could have on a home paid off in the same number of years, 22 years. How big of a mortgage could you get for the same cost? So long story short, Alfie, the consensus is it cost you $500,000 to raise a kid over 22 years.
Well, I'm not having any kids.
Yeah, so I figured this would be a form of birth control.
Yeah,
for
no,
some.
that's a lot of
people.
money.
By the way, I don't necessarily believe this is true because we've certainly padded a lot of things, but it's very interesting to think about. Now, most people, when they have a baby, insurance covers the cost of delivering the baby. But listen to this: the average cost, the sort of the high end cost of having a baby is $70,900.
Wow.
That'll make you think twice, won't it?
Ooh.
Food cost for an average child is $2,500 a year, which is $45,000 by the time they're 18 years old, and we include the food cost in the college numbers for the next 4 years. For households with 2 working parents, child care can range anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 per year.
Wow.
Which almost sometimes doesn't even make that second income make sense.
Exactly.
Medical expenses for a child can average $1,263 per year, which would be $22,000 in 18 years. Certainly, if you extrapolated that on out another 4 years to 22 years old, that's another $6,000. The average cost of college tuition is $30,000 per year. The average cost for the 2013-2014 school year. So that's $120,000 right there to send kids to college. Children tend to outgrow their clothes fairly quickly. One estimate says clothing a child can cost about $1,300 per year, which is $23,000 in 18 years. Certainly a little bit more than that, 22 years. Alfie's getting impressed. Alfie's like, man, I was going to have some kids. Forget this now.
I'm not having any kids now.
Listen, I will tell you right now.
I'll just have a dog.
I'd give up every dime I had, Alfie, for those girls.
Totally.
Every dime I had. So the truth is you can do both. It's just an interesting way to look at the world. Don't be depressed. And by the way, what's your fiance's name?
Kimber.
If she's listening, Kimber, do not call me angry because I'm talking Alfie out of having a kid. That is not my intention here. You can add additional cost every year for bigger cars, higher insurance, extra plane tickets, all that kind of stuff, and they say that averages $3,263 per year over the first 18 years of a child's life. And then children, believe it or not, need a place to sleep, and they say the average cost of your home expenses, the average cost of owning a home, go up $9,000 per year. Long story short, if you total all this up, it's closer to $600,000, but if you take the averages, we're saying it's $500,000. And so the question I have is, what size mortgage can you have so that over a 22-year period in principal, interest, and amortized payments over 22 years where you would have spent $500,000? And the answer to that question is $330,000. So you can either have a child or you can go out today and buy a home with a $330,000 mortgage, and over a 22-year period you will have spent the same amount of money.
Wow. That's crazy.
Interesting when you think about it,
right?
right?
The numbers out there
now,
like that,
you
crazy.
Can certainly raise a kid for a lot less than $500,000,
totally.
but I thought that was a great way to look at it again.
This is called Cleve Atlanta Real Estate Show on Talk Radio 640 WGST.